Well, looky here. Look what they brought me. I picked a good one for sure this time. Look at that, man, oh man. Yeek. Nice. Oh, looks like it's got threads. I don't actually know what kind of cast this is. Hopefully it's a good, decent weldable cast. So we'll be giving it a shot. And put these guys back together. Oh man, no one doesn't even look like it's got threads in there. I don't know if they're running a bolt through it or who knows. And this one, all right, they gave me multiple pieces on the same piece. Wow, no threads. Look at that. Yucca. Well, you know, I'm not too familiar with this cast. Hopefully it's a weldable or a decent weldable cast. So we'll be able to give it a shot. Hopefully. Sort of. Maybe. Anyway, like I said, I hadn't done one of these before, so, you know, what's the hurt in trying? And, you know, it's already broken, so may as well try it. And it may as well be me, and that way I'll learn something. So we'll be finding out how this goes. So hang tight, I guess, and see what kind of mess I can make. All right, see ya. All right, well, we're back at it. And what I did is I machined myself a brass filler plug. And my thoughts were to possibly weld around this, because you know, the brass the weld won't stick to the brass, which is good. Instead of having to add these pieces back on, turns out studs go on here and they're permanently mounted in there. But this one here, it doesn't have any threads at all to help me with. So, you know, this is a good little challenge. So my next thought now is actually to create a sleeve. I will put this on the, I got a little drill mill kind of thing, and hopefully this cast is nice and soft. I'll find a center here, and then I will make myself a threaded sleeve and put it in its position right here, and it'll be, you know, that tall. I think it's almost 2 inches tall. And I will put it in there and then weld around this back and build this up, possibly with MIG or so. I'll have to find out, see if it likes weld material at all. I don't even know. So I'm kind of stuck, not knowing which direction to go, because, you know, you think maybe you could use a helicoil, but you know, that's pretty chewed up, may not actually work. This sort of worked there on the one, but I think that's what I'm going to do with the threaded sleeve. Machine this out a little bit nice and straight, put it in its position, then weld around the backside. Now granted, it's not going to be attached back here, but hopefully all this weld in here and in here will hold all of it. And I might put a bevel so I can weld around this perimeter, run this perimeter along the top edge. Same thing here. Not sure. So let me take another step at trying to machine those threaded sleeves and see how that works. All right. All right, well, one of them worked, sort of. Basically what I did is I used one of these to find the center. That's pretty close right there, considering that the holes on the machine are going to be wore out. So that's pretty close. Once I get this centered up, then I'll switch it over to this bigger size here. And then I made myself some threaded slugs that will go in right here. And what I'm going to do from this point is I'm going to grind this back right in here, so that only this back side, just a little bit of the back side, touches on the original cast. And then what I'm able to do is I'll be able to put some nice weld in here all the way around. And steel's naturally tougher than cast, so I'm hoping that this wall thickness is good enough and to sit right in there. I guess I could have gone bigger, but I didn't even think about it at the time. And this is the only size drill I got, 1.25 inches. So that'll go right there. I'll gouge this back here, fill this area up with weld, and hopefully it should hold. So there'll be a little bit of a spot, maybe about 3/8 or 1/2 inch, that there won't be, right in here, that there won't be any weld to say, but I will weld around the top edge right here. So made that on that lathe over there. So far so good. And here you go. Here's the other one. And what I'll do, I drilled around the cast. So then I'll break this area free and then grind it down with a die grinder, and then bevel this guy here a little bit, so that, let's say this is the sleeve, so that I'm able to put a good weld from here to here all the way around, even bevel this guy along the top, and hopefully it'll be good. I don't know, because I've never done this before. But worth a shot. Like I say, it was already broken, so it can't get any worse. So we'll give this a shot. We'll continue on here. I got my little cheesy drill mill, but it works. It vibrates a little, but that's all right. It'll hold. Well, I mean, so long as it can cut this diameter, then we're in good shape. So I'm going to change this out, center this up, change it back to this, and drill it. All right. All right, so I got that somewhat adjusted. This one is the one that had the threads stripped in it. This one too. So I'm comfortable using the size that it's supposed to be. And like I said, it's pretty stinking close. Shouldn't be off too bad. So I'm not a machinist, but it works and it's close. So now take this guy out, swap it out for the 1.25 inch, go right over it, and gently drill right on top of it. I was noticing that when I did the first one, there's a lot of chatter, but it seemed like it was like case hardened or something. Just this outside was really work hardened, and then after I got through that first layer, then it seemed to soften up and it was just, you know, crumbling. So I'm going to continue on. All right, thanks. All right, so I got this one drilled out and it's going to sit right in there. Like I mentioned, I will sand this back with a grinder, and at least I'll have a little bit of a shelf right in there to kind of keep this in line. Right, somewhere in there, right there. And so I'll have some weld from here to here, and get rid of it. That's the bevel for welding it. I shouldn't have done it here, but oh well, it'll work. One more to go. So now we're here at the second step. The other day, or yesterday actually, I kind of machined these guys out. And what I'm actually going to be doing, I'm going to be beveling this guy way back here. Oh, you can't see that. Something like that. And possibly filling, oops, that section there with weld. Same here. And there, and there. And this here, I'm going to try and hammer out, bust that out with a punch. And use a die grinder and get that flat, because I have a smaller sleeve, shorter sleeve for that will sit right in there. And same thing with this. I'm going to try and bevel this back right in there, somewhere in there, you know, somewhere where it'll grab enough of the sleeve material so it doesn't let go. This, of course, it's not the right one, but hopefully that'll be enough weld metal right in there to hold these sleeves on. So I'm pretty excited. I hope this sticks together. If not, it was at least a good learning experience. So, all right, next step. I sure wish I could leave it on there like that, just weld around the corner, but I can't. Hopefully that'll do it. I feel so nervous because you know, you're thinking you're grinding too much off and don't know if it's going to hold and what's going to happen. And so, yep, that's just that's exactly what I'm thinking. I hope I didn't grind off too much, or I hope I don't screw it all up. But that's about where it's going to sit. I'm going to be making a plate with a hole cut out that will sit flat against here, and that'll be my zero mark to say. So I'll just push these up and tack them in place. That way I know they're there. Flat. And so I'll continue on here. Oh man, there's a lot of that I cut off. That's crazy. It's like, oh man, how much I cut off? Well, that much. Maybe I won't do that much over here. Maybe I'll try that instead. Cut it straight across. It'll save me a lot more welding. Well, that looks a little bit better. Not near as aggressive. But it's still a lot of welding. That should be enough. I hope. I don't know. Man, it's hard to decide. What to do. You know, I could put a little bevel here as well. This already got a bevel built in here, but something like that. It won't hurt. Give that a shot. Maybe bevel the bottom as well. Boop. Okay, gotta keep trucking. See what happens. Okay, so here we are. I've got this on some spacers because the bottom has a shoulder to sit on, and I was actually trying to cut a ring with my plasma table so that I could bolt those sleeves onto, but me and my plasma cutter are not on speaking terms. I would have been better off cutting it by hand. So anyway, that kind of screwed up, and I screwed up my material. So anyway, this is what I'm stuck with. And so fortunately, you know, this is a really nice machine surface, so that's close enough. That'll definitely hold, so long as I can hold it on there tight enough. And you know, while I get the tacks, and it should work. Same thing here, there, and then the little guy will slide underneath right there. Now this has got this side here has got a bit of an open end because the threads continue through. So I might build it up, I might leave it open, I don't know. So my first step to do now is to preheat this guy. Now I know I probably could clean it all up, but this is the clean part, so that'll work. And I know I should use a rosebud, but this is what I'm going to use. So I'll just warm this general area right here, and let's see, just as long as it's warm, right? Brush it up a little bit, get it a little warm. Start welding. I'll tack it, hit it with a needle scaler, peen it, and keep going. So we'll see what happens. All right, guys. Okay, so I've got the camera pretty close. I mean, it's like about 7-8 inches away, and I'm hoping I can work around it. Hopefully I can just try and get some tacks on here. And you guys have the auto darkening, and I have my regular old flip hood. I need to buy another one. Anyway, so here goes. I'm gonna try and tack it and see how well that holds up, and we'll go from there. Okay. Go around the camera this way. Okay, quickly. Interesting. Let's see if I can get in the way. Let's see if I can see that a little bit better. What happened? Oh. Is it nice something? Oh, there it is. Wow, that's crazy. This may be a flat position. Okay, so it looks like this rod works really well in the flat position, and I was having difficulties. There's a lot of little slag that caught up there. Could have been me, amperage off a little bit, or who knows. But I'm gonna grind that out and I'm gonna weld it in the flat position. But it looks like it's sticking real nice. So let's keep moving forward. You guys see me working on my forklift a lot, or off my forklift forks. And the reason I like to is because it's infinitely variable height. So anyway, here we go. Got a little bit of a separation between, I ground down too much. So almost starting over, but that's okay. Now that went on all right. Looks like it may need a little more heat. I was down at 94 amps, and maybe just the part needs to get warmer. So I raised it up to 98. All right, a couple stringers on each side. So far so good. I think that's all I want to do for now, because I only have about a pound of rods left. And it's not that I may run out. Well, actually, it's maybe that I might run out. But I want to make sure I at least get them welded on there the best I can. If I can, I'll go over a couple spots, but that looks pretty good. That's a pretty neat little weld there. Maybe another pass right there. Yeah, I'll do that. So far so good. I'm hesitant on putting more there, but may as well. Just gonna build up this backside here, and I'm running out of battery, so I hope I still get it. But I don't know if I'll show you guys the whole thing or just after I get done, but at least you get to see one of them. And this one's gonna be kind of interesting. Sweet. This guy down here would be nice, interesting. So I may recharge the battery. Who knows? Let me finish that up. This one didn't have to be as pretty because I'm gonna be grinding it smooth anyway. I don't like that right there. Okay, one last piece to tack up. That one there. It's still a little warm. Okay, we'll tack that guy up. Get it to where I can at least move it around, because having difficulties running this uphill. Could be me. I'm probably trying to run a weave when it should be stringers. You know, but either way. So let me put a couple tacks on it, that way I can at least move it around. Fortunately, I can move it around, which is nice. Doing something like this in position would stink. So anyway, here goes. Okay. Excellent. So let me take off this this auto darkening lens, and I'll let you see some of me turning this thing around. Here we go. Well, good news. I finished, and it worked out rather well. Got the needle scaler, tried to blend it in as best I could. got the needle scaler and hit it so it looks speckled like cast, and so looking pretty good. Just the bottom side, so I'll have to flip it over and finish needle scaling the other half from that side. But other than that, I am done. Just finished reaming this side. I got the tap, I ran it through so it's nice and clean. Threads are, these bottom out. Yeah, it'll work as long as you can start a weld, right? So I am done. So thank you very much. Hope it holds. I'm sure they'll let me know. This guy was expensive. So thanks again, and we shall see you guys later.